I'm Gabriel Beavers. I'm the bassoon professor at the Frost School of Music at the University of Miami. This project and this collaboration came about via a conversation with one of my esteemed colleagues, Charles Norman Mason. I knew about Chuck's music. I took a listen to it. I knew he'd written some things for wind ensemble. And I floated the idea of an amplified bassoon and brass and percussion piece to him because as a bassoonist in the orchestra, over the years, I'm used to sort of being flyover territory. Like the bassoons are here, the brass are there, and we're just getting mowed down. And I thought, what could put me on equal footing? And amplified bassoon is something I'm becoming more and more interested in. So I thought a marriage of the two would be a good idea. And after a couple of conversations, thankfully Chuck thought it would be a good idea too, and it really fit his writing. This collaboration with Triton Brass came quite naturally. First, A, I needed a brass quintet. B, Wes Hopper, the trombonist in Triton Brass, is one of my oldest friends. Matter of fact, both of our careers came about because of this amazing time when we were kids in Alabama, where we had this incredible band director who insisted on quality. And not only Wes and I became professional musicians, but others as well. And quite notable, actually. One of our colleagues eventually joined the acclaimed group Chanticleer. And so Wes and I have always talked about working together. And I had this piece, he has this quintet. And the last part of this is I actually pursued part of my education in Boston. I have an undergraduate degree from Boston University. So getting to come here is like coming home and playing with one of my oldest friends. And it's been kind of amazing to do this here in this incredible facility at WGBH.
Charles Mason. I chair the composition department at the Frost School of Music at the University of Miami. And that's where I met Gabriel. He had come down for an interview and then was hired, and so we took him out to lunch, and he started talking then about wanting a piece. And the more we talked about it, he started talking about how he wanted a piece for an amplified bassoon. And I thought, at first I thought, amplified bassoon, what's that? But then when he played it, because he has a special way of creating that instrument, it's not just playing into a microphone.
Well, you're hearing, if you want just your electric, play it now. Now you'll get it, just the electric.
It was this glorious sound. I thought, I would love to write for this. And we started talking about how wouldn't it be great to write for bassoon, brass quintet, and percussion. And as I thought about that, I was thinking about how, the bassoonist usually gets a little overpowered in the orchestra, and how much confidence it would take to walk out on stage with a brass quintet and percussion behind you and know you were going to play with them, that you were going to play a piece with them as your backup. And I didn't want to reduce what brass can do or percussion can do in order to accommodate the bassoon. I instead wanted to keep it equal. So as I composed this piece, I started thinking about the confidence that it would take a bassoonist to come out on stage and play that, and the arrogance. And so then, therefore, that brought out the title of Swagger. So when Gabriel told me he wanted to record it up here in Boston with Triton Brass, I was really excited about that, because I'd heard of Triton Brass from my colleague, and I'd heard a recording they made with Lansing McCloskey's piece, and they are so good. I just, was very, very thrilled. And then it turned out the two percussionists he got, Ike and Matt, were, I knew of them as well, and so this was sort of a dream, and really worked out well.
Wes Hopper, trombonist and Triton brass, and we are in Boston to record Swagger, which is this crazy piece for electrified bassoon, brass quintet, and percussion. The interesting thing about it for me is that the project's been ongoing for about 4 years, and it's come together now with my very good friend from middle school. So a very long time ago, Gabriel Beavers and I went to school together in Hartselle, Alabama. Everyone's heard of that, I'm sure. And the amazing thing about that is that there's like a really good group of professional musicians working from this tiny little speck on the map in Alabama. So we're super stoked to get that put out and into the hands of you modern music lovers out there. Triton Brass. It's my sanctuary. It's my happy place. It's a chair that I built. I'm a founding member of the group. It's where I don't have to put up with BS or anybody's opinion on how I play or what I do or what my hair looks like or how I dress or whatever. It's where I belong. It gives me a voice. It's one I'm very happy with. And it also gives me a platform to write. And I spend thousands of hours writing arrangements, from the craziest stuff to all of L'Histoire de Soldat, all 24 preludes and fugues by Shostakovich, to endless arrangements of Astor Piazzolla, which is my own personal favorite.
I'm Sheila Arbate. I'm the horn player in Triton, and I'm one of the founding members. One thing that I love about our group, I think we're pretty special. We've been around for a long time, and because it's been so long, I think that our experience with this group has defined how we approach music in general in our lives, and that's a good thing. I feel like I'm pretty spoiled to play with these brats.
Hi, my name is Andrew Sorg. I play trumpet in the Triton Brass Quintet. What I love about playing in Triton is the way that we interact together as musicians and feel the music together in a spontaneous way. And I feel very excited when that happens. I also am excited to compose. I've got 4 quintets: Mental Disorders, Voices in the Fan, Prelude and Fugue in E minor, and The Existential Crisis.
I'm Steve. I play trumpet in Triton. I teach engineering at MIT, which is probably something a little unexpected for a musician, but I'm lucky that I get to do 2 things that I really love. I do a lot of the arranging for Triton, which is a lot of fun. It's nice to get to adapt pieces that you love for your own group. It's also great to get to torture your friends with difficult parts for them to play, because you know that they can do it.
I just started playing with Triton Brass over this past summer in July, and I've played with these guys for a long time, doing various gigs throughout New England. But now it's been great playing with them in the brass quintet setting, and these guys are amazing players, and it's a joy just sitting in there playing with them.